Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Michael Noland here, and tonight's video was all based on a recent headline that U2 is considering or on the verge of announcing a residency in Las Vegas. You know, I can't help but be reminded of a Grand Funk song, a band, by the way, that we're going to be covering here real soon on the channel. A greatly underrated band in rock and roll, if you ask me. But what about one of their biggest hits? We're an American band. There they say, we're an American band, we're coming to your town, we'll help you party it down. We're an American band. Well, evidently, for a lot of rock artists, that's just simply not true. Or at least that part where they talk about coming to your town. No. Now we're in the era of rock residencies. We've hit on this a little bit on this channel from time to time. You know, I've brought up Billy Joel in the past and the fact that the man just can't get out of the city limits of New York. He, over the years, has basically been doing a once-a-month residency at Madison Square Garden, and it's been quite lucrative for him. And of course, that's part of what we're going to be talking about tonight, because you know what? That's one of the key elements as to what draws these acts to Las Vegas and similar venues around the country. But you know what? It's Las Vegas that's numero uno, baby. And evidently, what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, including rock acts. Now, U2 has stated that if they do this, they're expecting to put on a show like you've never seen. A show that they cannot possibly accomplish in a stadium type of environment. They're playing at a venue that offers them all kinds of special effects. All of that's been taken care of. No more long waiting in lines. You've got your tickets secured online. You're ushered in. You're given your private seat, a very good seat, and you can see a show by an act, and they can perform things evidently there that they can't on larger venues. What's the problem? Well, first of all, let's go back in time a bit. Who is considered the one person who established this whole subgenre of performing? Well, if you go back far enough and you're counting as far as what they were making, because I'm sure there's many other acts that have done this prior to this individual, but really it was Liberace who did it in the 40s. Now, right after, by the way, Liberace went back to the LA area and conducted business for the next few years, only to return to Las Vegas. He just couldn't make the money that he could make in Vegas. Now, it's interesting. Cher, I love Cher. Cher has got that rock and roll attitude. I don't care what anybody says. But she once stated that Las Vegas was an elephant graveyard. It's where rock performers, where artists went to die. And you know what? For the most part, that's true. Cher has hit onto something here. With the exception of Liberace and Elvis early on, very few performers were really well paid for any stints at Vegas. Often they were on their last legs as far as performers, and it was a way to make some money in, well, basically their retirement years. But where Liberace and Elvis succeeded, slowly over the years, we saw that this could be quite a bit of a moneymaker for the right act. Now, we're going to talk about what these guys make in a minute. It's an insane amount of money, folks. But I guess the big problem I have with this is that nobody is coming to your town to help you lay that party down anymore. Residencies in cities are becoming more and more, not only popular, but even more profitable for the artists themselves. Now, how much money is involved in these residencies? Well, how about Celine Dion? Her residency there in Las Vegas made her $385 million. When adjusted for today's rate, that's over $500 million, folks. Now, it took Elton John 2 separate performances to match those numbers, but he beat her. And I can't believe it, Britney Spears actually managed to make well over $100 million doing the very same thing. In 2014, Billy Joel made well over close to 150 million playing monthly for Madison Square Garden, never even having to leave the city limits. Bruce Springsteen thought that was cool, so he set up shop in New York, only on Broadway. He didn't quite make what Billy Joel made, but that's okay. He's recently made up for that by selling his catalog for $500 million. But he made well over 100 million, actually over 120 million, adjusted by today's standards, closer to 150 million, playing on Broadway. And Jennifer Lopez has made over $100 million doing the same thing for some unfathomable reason. Yes, the woman can move. Yes, the woman's got a decent voice. She's a fine actress, but I wouldn't pay a damn red cent to go see her live. Now, why do I have a problem with this? Well, this is going to be connected to my question to the tribe tonight. And by the way, folks, I am so sorry I did not get a chance to get in on the conversation in my last video. I've been ill for a few days, and so I had to take some time off. But I want to hear from you guys on this. How many of you, say living on the East Coast, and you're big U2 fans, and you know in order to see them, you're basically going to have to find a way to either drive, good luck with that, did that once, or fly to the West Coast and spend vacay kind of money to see them. Now, the band hasn't stated whether they're going to be doing additional touring besides their residency in Las Vegas. If they do, this could offset some of the problems that I see with this. You see, it's not just the fact that they're not coming to our towns. They're not making it easier on us rock fans to see them live, but a whole lot of stuff doesn't happen for the artist. You know, I'm a musician, and in the days I was playing actively, I would have just loved a residency. The human being in me would love to not have to hit this one and hit that one and hit this one and hit that one as far as live performances go. Of course, it's nice to have a home to go to, or a room, a Regency suite of some sort, I'm sure, and then show up for showtime. It's easier on the band, and I can understand that. But if that was true, there is so many songs we wouldn't have today. Smoke on the Water was created quite literally because Deep Purple was on the road, so to speak, recording their album. They were recording it with the Rolling Stones mobile recording studio, and the place that they were recording burned down. They wrote and recorded that song as a result. We wouldn't have that song. And if bands weren't out touring, we wouldn't have that wonderful We're an American Band hit. Is this something that you find acceptable? I don't know. To me, it almost seems un-rock and roll. I mean, it seems very Liberace. Are you willing to pay vacation-like prices? I mean, we're talking about airfares, room and board of some sort, right? And of course, until showtime, you're going to entertain yourself one way or another, and you know how fast these kinds of funds add up. Added to the ticket prices for the show, is this worth it to you? Now, I'm not talking about the few who, well, it's my vacation time anyway, I've been saving up. It was either this or a cruise, and you know, I'm a major U2 fan. This is an acceptable vacation. I'm not talking about those folks. I'm talking about U2 fans who know they're playing live in 2023 and want to see them. And at this point, it looks like your only option is to fly or drive to Vegas and go through that whole rigmarole. Is this something you find acceptable? You know, we've talked about the new improved light shows. We've talked about how people are now becoming part of that light show. I wonder if this venue is going to be doing some of that as well. They're talking about using technology to really present a show like you've never seen. And it is obviously a financial win for these acts. But is it a financial win for us? We're already paying exorbitant ticket prices. And you know, with gas prices being much lower than they were, say, a year ago, but still high, is that within your wheelhouse to be able to afford? Can you afford a room to stay the evening? Can you buy some niceties while you're there? Perhaps even do a little bit of gambling if you're in Vegas. Alls I know, I'm within driving distance of Vegas. I am a U2 fan. I love some of their music. I would love to see them live, but you know what? Even with gas prices less than they were a year ago, there is no way I'm driving to that city to go see them under those conditions. That's not a rock concert to me. That's a damned Broadway show on the West Coast. Sorry, I fell for that once. I actually went back in the day to see the original Beatlemania. I saw it twice, and you know what? It wasn't the Beatles. It was nice. They sure sounded like the Beatles. But you know what? About halfway through the performance, I all of a sudden woke up. I'm watching a damned play. Intermission, exorbitant parking prices, exorbitant refreshments there at the theater, the whole shebang, and here we freaking go again. All right, really quick video tonight, folks, but I do want to hear from you, and if you enjoyed tonight's video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That helps the YouTube algorithm better do its job and help identify the channel to a larger audience. We like that here. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel as of yet, it is easy. All you have to do, here it comes, is tap that subscribe to the tribe button, then hit that top bell icon, and you'll be notified of all of my future videos on the classic rock era, and as in tonight's video, the current rock scene. I'm Michael Nolan, this is The Bottom Line, and together, folks, we are the tribe, and I'll see you in my next video.